In a world that constantly demands more of us, Stoic philosophy reminds us of the power of simplicity and authenticity in our relationships. But how often do we pause to question the true nature of friendship? In this video on Stoic teachings today, we explore a topic that is often overlooked but deeply impactful: Stoic friendship. The Stoics taught us that friendship is not a commodity to be acquired or a simple relationship of convenience. Instead, it is a rare and precious bond, one that requires understanding, patience, and above all, self-awareness. Do you ever wonder why true friendship seems so hard to come by? Why, despite being surrounded by people, you often find yourself feeling alone? Stoic friendship offers us an answer. By embracing Stoic principles, we learn how to cultivate deep, meaningful connections. Connections that are not swayed by the superficiality of modern social networks. In today's video, we will dive deep into the core of Stoic friendship, breaking it down into practical insights. We'll begin by examining how traits like introversion or shyness are not weaknesses but strengths that align with Stoic virtues. Then we'll address the importance of trust in building lasting relationships, how to navigate the changing tides of social interactions, and most importantly, how to nurture these relationships for the long term. By the end of this journey, you'll have a clearer understanding of how to apply Stoic wisdom to your social life. We'll explore actionable steps to not only find genuine friends, but also to become the kind of friend who embodies the timeless teachings of Stoicism. Stay with us on Stoic teachings today as we venture through the path of Stoic friendship, learning how to forge connections that withstand the tests of time. Let's dive in, and remember, true friendships, like diamonds, are rare and precious. Number 1. Shyness and introversion, embracing your quiet strength. In a world that often celebrates the extroverted, it can be easy to feel overlooked or inadequate if you're more inclined toward shyness or introversion. But what if we told you that Stoic philosophy offers a powerful perspective on these traits, turning what may seem like weaknesses into sources of strength? The Stoics taught us that Stoic friendship isn't about conforming to societal norms or striving to be something we're not. It's about embracing our true nature, accepting our quirks, and finding strength in our authenticity. Introversion or shyness, far from being obstacles to building meaningful relationships, can be the very qualities that help us forge deeper, more thoughtful connections. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, once said, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." This acceptance of who we are, including our introverted tendencies, is central to Stoic philosophy. It's not about changing yourself to fit into the world, but about cultivating a world that fits your true self. When we stop seeing shyness as a flaw and begin viewing it as a quiet strength, we open ourselves to new possibilities. As Seneca wisely put it, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Often, the fear of judgment or the pressure to fit in with others is far worse than the reality of engaging authentically. By accepting our introversion, we can move beyond fear and connect with others on a deeper, more genuine level. Now, how can we apply this wisdom to build Stoic friendships? Start by embracing your introverted nature. Instead of forcing yourself to be the life of the party, focus on meaningful one-on-one interactions. These moments allow for the kind of thoughtful, lasting connections that Stoicism teaches us to value. Recognize that Stoic friendship doesn't require superficiality. It's about building trust and understanding over time. In practical terms, begin by creating space for yourself. Practice mindfulness, spend time reflecting, and allow your quiet presence to be felt. This could be as simple as taking a walk alone in nature, or engaging in a conversation where you're fully present, listening deeply. When you show up as your authentic self, free from the pressure of pretending, you make room for others to do the same. By accepting your true self, including your shyness or introversion, you set the foundation for Stoic friendship to flourish. You create a space for real connections that are not rushed or forced. This is how Stoicism helps us navigate the often turbulent waters of social relationships. As we move forward, let's look at how to navigate the complexities of trust in friendship, the next pillar of Stoic wisdom for building lasting bonds. But remember, True Stoic friendships begin with the courage to embrace who you are, quietly and authentically. Number 2, trust issues in friendships, the Stoic approach to building strong bonds. When we think of trust, we often imagine it as a fragile thing, easily broken, hard to rebuild. But what if we approach trust in a different way? What if we saw it not as something to protect at all costs, but as something that can be cultivated and strengthened over time through understanding and wisdom? In the realm of Stoic friendship, trust is not merely a gift given to others, but a responsibility we take upon ourselves. As we move from the quiet strength of shyness and introversion into the complex territory of building lasting relationships, we find that trust becomes the bedrock of any meaningful connection. But how do we build and sustain this trust when the world around us seems so uncertain? Seneca reminds us, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." In relationships, this quote rings true. We often waste time by investing trust in people who are unworthy of it, or we let past betrayals cloud our ability to trust again. The Stoic approach, however, encourages us to recognize that trust is not given lightly, but earned through consistent actions, rooted in self-awareness. Trust in Stoic friendship doesn't mean blindly offering ourselves to others. It means understanding our values, knowing when to open ourselves up, and when to protect our emotional well-being. It's about finding balance in a world that is constantly changing. Just as Marcus Aurelius advised, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In friendship, trust can be tested, but these tests do not have to lead to disillusionment. Instead, they provide an opportunity to grow stronger, to refine our judgment, and to deepen our connections. To apply Stoic wisdom practically, start by knowing your own values and boundaries. This self-awareness acts as a compass, guiding you to recognize when someone is worthy of your trust. If trust is broken, don't view it as an end, but as a chance to learn and grow. This is where the practice of Stoic friendship becomes invaluable. It teaches us that trust is not the absence of pain or disappointment, but the resilience to move forward despite it. In modern life, we can apply this by engaging in open, honest communication. When doubts creep in, don't shy away from addressing them. Stoic friendship encourages us to approach these conversations with clarity, to listen as much as we speak, and to allow trust to be a gradual process, not something forced or rushed. By adopting this Stoic mindset, we develop the resilience to weather the storms of broken trust, and ultimately, we form stronger, more authentic friendships. As we move into the next section, we'll look at how to overcome the external barriers to friendship, the lack of social opportunities, and the isolation that often comes with modern life. But before we do, remember, in the world of Stoic friendship, trust isn't a fragile thing. It's a practice, one that is built and refined with time and wisdom. Number 3, lack of social opportunities. Finding meaningful connections in a distracted world. In a world overflowing with digital connections, why do we often feel more isolated than ever? The lack of social opportunities is not just about the absence of people in our lives, but about the quality of the connections we make. Stoic friendship teaches us that true relationships are not dependent on the number of people we know, but on the depth and authenticity of the bonds we form. Epictetus wisely observed, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Similarly, when it comes to friendship, it's not about having countless friends or endless social engagements, but about finding those genuine connections that truly enrich our lives. The Stoic approach to Stoic friendship reminds us that even in a world filled with opportunities for interaction, the value of our relationships lies not in their quantity, but in their quality. How does this Stoic wisdom apply to our modern lives, where social media bombards us with endless notifications and digital distractions? The truth is, we can feel disconnected despite being constantly connected. The solution lies in redirecting our focus from superficial interactions to deeper, more meaningful connections. Stoicism teaches us to seek quality in our relationships and to engage in activities that align with our values. Think of it as a garden. Instead of focusing on filling your life with countless acquaintances, invest in cultivating a few deep friendships, ones that reflect the true virtues you hold dear. Volunteering in your community, participating in activities that align with your passions, or simply engaging in sincere conversations are all ways to build lasting bonds. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. This mindset also applies to friendships. The happiness they bring depends on the authenticity and depth of the connection, not on the frequency of interaction. The next time you feel that lack of social opportunities weighing on you, remember, Stoic friendship encourages us to look beyond the surface and invest in quality experiences. Don't be discouraged by the absence of a large social circle. Instead, focus on fostering genuine relationships that bring true meaning and joy into your life. So, how can we begin to cultivate these authentic connections? Start by engaging with like-minded individuals in spaces where meaningful interactions can take place, perhaps through volunteering, attending workshops, or participating in shared interests that resonate with your values. As you do so, you'll find that the opportunities for deep Stoic friendships are all around you, waiting to be nurtured. As we transition to the next section, we'll explore how social skills play a pivotal role in forming lasting friendships. But first, remember, Stoic friendship is not about seeking more connections, but about creating space for the ones that truly matter. Number 4, lack of social skills. Cultivating meaningful connections through Stoicism. When it comes to forming lasting friendships, many of us face a significant barrier: the lack of social skills. Whether it's the fear of awkwardness, uncertainty in conversations, or simply not knowing where to start, social interactions can often feel like an uphill battle. But in the world of Stoic friendship, this challenge is not something to shy away from. Instead, it's an opportunity to grow and refine one's character. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught us that wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. In the context of friendships, this wisdom teaches us that it's not the number of friends or social events we attend that matters most. It's the depth of the connections we cultivate. In order to build Stoic friendships, we must focus on developing our ability to truly listen, engage with sincerity, and approach each interaction with authenticity. Building these social skills requires patience and practice. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If we approach social interactions with the mindset of self-improvement and growth, we can shift from seeing them as challenges to viewing them as opportunities to deepen our understanding of ourselves and others. Instead of worrying about impressing others, we focus on connecting with them on a deeper, more genuine level. Stoic friendship thrives on the authenticity and mindfulness of these interactions. In practical terms, how can we start applying these Stoic principles to improve our social skills? Begin with intentional listening, not just hearing what others say, but truly understanding them. Ask open-ended questions and make an effort to learn about their experiences, ideas, and passions. By showing genuine interest, you'll foster an environment where meaningful connections can grow. Another powerful Stoic practice is to embrace the ups and downs of social interactions with calm. Not every conversation will lead to a lifelong friendship, and that's okay. Stoicism teaches us to accept this without disappointment, understanding that each interaction is part of the journey. When you do experience rejection, or a conversation that doesn't go as planned, remember that these moments are opportunities for growth. They help refine your social skills and make you more resilient in the future. The value of Stoic friendship is not found in avoiding social discomfort, but in embracing the challenge with grace, focusing on being present and genuine, and seeing every interaction as a chance to learn and grow. As we move forward, let's explore how shifting priorities and life circumstances can impact our friendships. But before we do, remember, every step you take toward improving your social skills is another step toward building Stoic friendships that stand the test of time. Start by listening more, engaging with intention, and allowing your natural self to shine through. Number 5, changing priorities and life stages, adapting Stoic friendship to life's transitions. As we move through life, our priorities naturally shift. We grow, we change, and so do our relationships. The friendships we once held dear may evolve, fade, or even dissolve as new circumstances demand our attention. But how do we navigate these transitions while still staying true to the Stoic principles that guide us in our quest for Stoic friendship? In Stoic philosophy, change is inevitable, and it is not something to fear, but something to embrace. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Life's changes, whether in our career, family, or personal growth, offer us the opportunity to adapt, refine our relationships, and build stronger bonds. Stoic friendship teaches us to approach these shifts not with resistance, but with acceptance, recognizing that each phase of life holds valuable lessons. When we face a transition, whether it's a change in job, a move to a new city, or a shift in family dynamics, it's easy to feel like we're losing touch with the friends who once defined our social circle. However, this is where Stoicism helps us reframe our thinking. Instead of mourning the loss of friendships or feeling overwhelmed by the demands of new priorities, Stoic wisdom teaches us to focus on quality over quantity. It's not about keeping up with everyone or maintaining every relationship, but about cultivating those connections that align with our evolving values. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Often, the fear of losing friendships during periods of transition is more painful than the reality itself. As life moves forward, we may find that some friendships are naturally replaced by others that better reflect the person we are becoming. Stoic friendship encourages us to embrace these changes and see them as a natural progression rather than a loss. So, how can we apply this wisdom to our everyday lives? Start by recognizing that change is part of the natural order and that it doesn't diminish your value or the value of your relationships. As your priorities shift, focus on deepening the friendships that resonate most with your current self. The friends who truly align with your values will remain constant, while others may naturally drift away. Stoicism teaches us that this is not something to regret, but rather something to embrace as part of the human experience. In practical terms, try to stay present in your friendships, even as life changes. Invest in the relationships that bring you joy and fulfillment, and when necessary, allow for space and time to nurture new friendships that are more aligned with your evolving path. By doing so, you create space for Stoic friendship to flourish in every stage of life. As we continue, let's move into the final part of this exploration: how our mental well-being influences our ability to form and maintain meaningful friendships. But before we dive in, remember, Stoic friendship is a journey, and with every change in our life stages, there is an opportunity to strengthen the connections that truly matter. Embrace the flow of life and allow your friendships to grow and evolve with you. Number 6. Mental well-being. The foundation for true Stoic friendships. As we journey through life, the importance of mental well-being becomes ever more apparent, especially when it comes to building and maintaining Stoic friendships. Our mental state affects how we connect with others, how we handle conflict, and how we show up in relationships. But what role does Stoicism play in this process, and how can we cultivate a mindset that supports meaningful, lasting connections? The Stoics taught us that true peace comes not from external circumstances, but from within. As Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This insight reveals that our relationships, particularly Stoic friendships, cannot flourish unless we first cultivate a strong foundation of mental well-being. We cannot give others the gift of genuine connection if we are clouded by inner turmoil or distractions. In the context of Stoic friendship, mental well-being isn't just about avoiding negative thoughts or emotions. It's about mastering them, understanding their origins, and transforming them through reflection and discipline. The Stoic practice of mindfulness allows us to observe our emotions without being controlled by them, leading to greater emotional stability and a deeper capacity for connection. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Often our anxieties or fears about friendships are fueled by imagined outcomes rather than reality. Stoicism teaches us to ground ourselves in the present moment and approach relationships with clarity and calm. So, how do we apply this Stoic principle in our daily lives? Start by incorporating practices that nurture mental tranquility. This could include regular reflection or journaling, allowing you to examine your thoughts and emotions and release what does not serve you. Meditation or simple mindfulness exercises can also help clear the mind, fostering a peaceful state that allows Stoic friendships to grow. Additionally, Stoicism encourages us to practice emotional resilience. When challenges arise in friendships, instead of reacting impulsively, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what is within my control? The Stoic mindset helps us detach from immediate emotional responses, giving us the clarity to navigate complex relationships with wisdom and patience. By developing mental well-being through Stoic practices, you create space for deeper, more authentic friendships. These connections are not driven by superficial desires or fleeting emotions, but by mutual respect, understanding, and a shared commitment to personal growth. As we continue this exploration, let's move to the next section. Understanding how shifting priorities and life stages can affect our friendships, and how Stoicism can guide us through these transitions with grace and resilience. Before we proceed, remember, Stoic friendship is rooted in the ability to cultivate mental tranquility. By mastering your inner world, you lay the groundwork for the deep, lasting connections that Stoicism encourages us to seek. Number 7. Differences in interests. Embracing diversity in Stoic friendships. In a world filled with diverse passions, hobbies, and beliefs, we often encounter friends whose interests differ greatly from our own. At first glance, these differences might seem like barriers, creating distance between us. But in the philosophy of Stoicism, such differences are seen as opportunities, not obstacles. How do we embrace these diversities while maintaining the core of Stoic friendship? Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This Stoic wisdom invites us to reflect on how we respond to the differences in others. Instead of letting opposing interests drive a wedge between us, Stoicism encourages us to see these differences as the very things that enrich our lives and broaden our understanding. Stoic friendship doesn't require that we share every passion or hobby with others. Rather, it teaches us to appreciate the value of diversity in human experience and to find common ground in shared human emotions and values. In Stoic terms, true friendship is built on virtue, not similarity. As Marcus Aurelius writes, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, and uncharitable." In this quote, Marcus reminds us that we should not expect others to mirror our own interests or opinions. The essence of friendship lies in our ability to maintain goodwill despite differences, to embrace these differences as part of the larger human condition. So, how do we apply this principle in our modern lives? The first step is to shift our perspective. Instead of focusing on what makes us different, we can focus on the virtues we share, the values of honesty, kindness, and respect. This approach allows us to engage with others in a more meaningful way, even if their hobbies, beliefs, or interests don't align with ours. A practical way to foster this mindset in our friendships is to engage with curiosity. When someone's interests diverge from ours, rather than retreating into our own world, we can ask questions and learn about their passions. This not only broadens our own horizons, but also strengthens the bond of Stoic friendship. Imagine engaging in a conversation with someone who is passionate about something you know little about. Instead of dismissing it, take a genuine interest. Ask questions, be curious, and open yourself to new experiences. By embracing the differences in interests, we make room for deeper connections, built on respect for what makes each person unique. It's not about converting someone to our way of thinking, but about appreciating them for their individuality and finding the common humanity that unites us all. As we move forward, we will explore how differences in interests can lead to new insights and wisdom, paving the way for more meaningful Stoic friendships. But before we continue, remember, diversity in friendship is not a challenge to overcome, but a gift to be cherished. By embracing these differences, you enrich your life and open yourself to the full spectrum of human experience. As we come to the close of our journey into Stoic friendship, it's important to reflect on the core principles we've explored and how they can transform our relationships and daily lives. Stoicism teaches us that true friendships are not built on convenience or similarity, but on virtue, respect, and a shared commitment to growth. We've seen how Stoic philosophy helps us navigate the complexities of friendship, from overcoming shyness and introversion to building trust, embracing differences, and adapting to life's changing stages. Each of these lessons encourages us to cultivate deeper, more authentic connections, not through superficial interactions, but through the thoughtful, intentional actions that reflect our highest values. By applying the wisdom of the Stoics, we can begin to see that Stoic friendship is not about the number of friends we have, but the quality and depth of the relationships we foster. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. The same can be said for our friendships. They thrive when we choose to approach them with wisdom, patience, and authenticity. The true value of Stoic friendship lies in the power of our mindset. By embracing the Stoic virtues of acceptance, mindfulness, and emotional resilience, we can form friendships that stand the test of time, enriching our lives in ways that transcend the fleeting nature of superficial connection. As we build these meaningful relationships, we find not only the joy of companionship, but the growth and fulfillment that come from sharing our journey with others. As you continue to integrate Stoic principles into your life, remember that every interaction, whether with a close friend or a passing acquaintance, is an opportunity to practice and strengthen your Stoic friendship. Cultivate mental well-being, embrace the diversity of human experience, and approach every relationship with an open heart and clear mind. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Let us know how you are incorporating Stoic wisdom into your friendships and how it has made a difference in your life. Together, we can continue to grow, learn, and share the timeless wisdom of Stoicism with the world. Stay Stoic and keep fostering those meaningful connections.